Hey guys, Tola here on Thursday, January 15th, 2015. It's also Throwback Thursday, so we're throwing back to 1970. Earlier this week we reviewed Inherent Vice from 1970, and we're going to be talking about the 70s today. But first, a quick rest in peace shout out. Check this out, the original Marlboro Man, he passed away, Darrell Winfield from Riverton, Wyoming. A true cowboy. He died at the age of 85. He was discovered by the Leo Burnett Advertising Agency, 50s and 60s when they had the picture of masculinity. And that's kind of pretty cool. I always revered this guy on the big billboards. But, unfortunately, the last 4 years, 4 of the past Marlboro men have died because, hey, smoking does kill. And on that note, let's jump right into the Oscars, the Academy Awards. You guys see this? All the nominations are out. Pretty cool stuff, but we're calling this first story. We're not really going around the globe. We're just talking about these today because, hey, take that, you A-lister. What about the snubs? Who didn't make it and why? Hey, check it out. Jennifer Aniston. Love her. She was up for they considered her for Best Actress in Cake, but hey, maybe she didn't wear enough makeup. Second is Clint Eastwood. Awesome. Love him. Met him, actually. You can read about that in my memoir. But he didn't make it for Best Director. American Sniper. Bradley Cooper, one of my favorites, was nominated. But not sure. Maybe Clint forgot to include that Gran Torino in the film. Going to be reviewing that this on Monday. I'm going to see that movie over the weekend, American Sniper. So tune in Monday for that. How about Best Director for Selma was Ava DuVernay. And I'm not sure why. They talked about Lyndon B. Johnson. I didn't see that film. But not sure. And Jessica Chastain, she was a 2-time nominee. They talked about her for A Most Violent Year. She was snubbed for Best Supporting Actress. Maybe she was in too many films this year. I loved her in Interstellar. And remember the Lego movie this year? It was considered to be the virtual lock on Best Animated Feature, but hey, didn't get nominated. I wonder why. I think because there was no woolly mammoths with Ray Romano's voice. Who knows? And then Gone Girl, the highest earner to date. Not a big fan of that film. Made $167 million. Now, Rosamund Pike was nominated for Best Actress. She's awesome. But David Fincher for Best Director, no. Gillian Flynn for Best Screenplay, no. And Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross didn't get it for the music. I wonder why. Probably because Marilyn Manson wasn't included in that music. And Amy Adams, who won the Golden Globes for for Big Eyes, she wasn't in there in Foxcatcher, which I didn't think that was a great film. Wasn't nominated as well. So hey, kudos to all the nominees. Congrats. Good luck to everybody out there. And on that note, let's move over to the Get Your Shit Together Award because we're going to talk about 1970. This is in Maryland. You guys see this? We're going to Maryland where a couple, right, who lets their children roam around the streets. This 10-year-old and the 6-year-old, the Meltiv family, they say they're very traditional. Danielle Meltiv says, here's what she says, quote, I grew up in New York City in the 70s, and nobody hesitated to let their kids walk around. Yeah, no kidding. And the only thing that's changed between then and now is fear. No, that's not true. A lot of things have changed between then and there. There's not as many wackos roaming the world. So what are you talking about? Now, Maryland law prohibits children under the age of 8 to be left alone in a dwelling, a house, or a car. It doesn't say anything about roaming the streets. But I think this couple's got to get their shit together. You can't have your kids roaming the streets. The world has changed. We're going to talk about going back to 1970 because what are you talking about? Nothing has changed. That's ridiculous. You got to get your shit together. You got to pay attention. Wackos are grab these kids. And on that note, let's throw back to 1970. What the hell was going on in 1970? Let's give her a little example. Dow Jones closed at 838. What are we at, 18,000? A new house cost you $23,000, right? Average income was less than 10,000. A gallon of gas, 36 cents. Come on, what's it, $2.90 or whatever? Postage stamp, 6 cents, 48 cents. Talk about nothing's changed. You could buy an AMC Gremlin. Remember those little Gremlins for less than $2,000? What the hell? You can't even buy a clunker for less than $2,000. And a lava lamp, the only thing that hasn't changed is $20 for a lava lamp. You still get one of those today for $20. Love those. What else? 1970, the Paul McCartney announced that the Beatles disbanded. Bad news. First Earth Day was announced and celebrated in the U.S. There was 100,000 people that demonstrated in Washington. Remember this, against the Vietnam War. Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin OD'd, two of the greatest. There was the first New York City Marathon was run. Remember it well. Another chapter called the Marathon Party. Wow, I had some great parties back in the day, my New York City days. And the first Concorde, the supersonic Concorde, traveled at 700 miles an hour. I remember that. And three of the greatest songs of all time that I believe were recorded. The Beatles, Let It Be. I mean, that was awesome. The Jackson 5, ABC. They also recorded I Want You Back. And Edwin Starr, War. I mean, talk about a great song. And how about Best Picture? Talk about Best Picture. Midnight Cowboy with John Voight and Dustin Hoffman. Now, I loved Butch Cassidy and his Sundance Kid, which both of these films came out in 1969. As you know, they awarded it the next year. But Butch Cassidy won a couple of awards, but it didn't win Best Picture. It was the film that changed my life and got me into becoming a cinephile. And by the way, Best Actor went to The Duke, John Wayne. And lastly, whose birthday? Who was born in 1970? Tina Fey, awesome. Kelly Ripa and Naomi Campbell. Hey, so that's our show for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Rich Tola, and remember, dreams do come true. But hey, what do I know?